Hello, people of Miss Cook's third period class. I'm Alex, and my presentation's on the basic tenets of Judaism. But before I even start, I just want to talk about the name Judaism. Depending on what part of the world you're at, it depends on how you pronounce it. So in this part of the world, it's pronounced Judaism, but in places like Islam, it's more pronounced as Judaism. So I just wanted to get that out of the way just in the beginning, just the pronunciation of Judaism. Okay. So what is the history of Judaism? Judaism is one of the world's oldest religions, dating back 4,000 years ago. But, I mean, I'm just guessing, but most of us don't really know a lot about different religions and different beliefs. Next slide. So it started in the Middle East. There was a Hebrew man named Abraham. The Jewish people think of him as the father of Judaism because he told people the idea of Jewish faith. The basic line is that there is only one God. At the time, a lot of different Hebrews believed more than one God, so this was more of a different idea for them. Next. So what I want to say next is, what is a Hebrew? Hebrews were antiquated people living in what is now known as Israel. The word Hebrew comes from the verb avar, meaning to move or pass over. Next. So here's a short video I wanted to show, which is showing more of the Jewish community today and some of the amazing things that they've done.
MOT?
It's okay.
I don't know why that's there. I don't know how to use it.
Adam.
MOT?
MOT?
Yeah, MOT. Aren't you a member of the tribe?
Or, have you ever been asked,
So what religion are you? Jewish?
or have you heard anyone ever say, "Funny, that person doesn't look Jewish"?
Or, gee, they certainly don't have a Jewish last name.
Each of these comments reflects a serious reality about Jewish identity. It's complex, and it's multifaceted, and it doesn't fit into any easy or narrow category.
Being Jewish means being part of a people, a culture, a group with a rich and diverse history, a people that has lived around the world.
For some, being Jewish is all about religious identity.
But even religion within Judaism is complex. There are lots of ways to be religiously Jewish, and each of these is authentic. Reconstructionist,
Conservative,
Reform,
renewal,
Humanistic,
orthodox.
Ultra-Orthodox.
For others, their cultural identity is primary. Zionist, secular, cultural, just Jewish.
What we are not is a race. There are Jews of almost every race, and anyone who wants to convert to Judaism can.
A Jew can be a Jew whether one focuses on the cultural aspects of being Jewish, or on the religious aspects, or on some blending of the two.
So what we want to know from all of you is, how do you see your Jewish identity? Is it religious or cultural, or perhaps a blending of the two?
We want to hear your thoughts.
We are Laura Baum and Robert Barr, rabbis of ourjewishcommunity.org.
Okay, so I wanted to show you that video because they say something that's really important, I think, for this whole entire thing. So, most students, I think, don't even know this, but it's race that really matters. It doesn't even matter when it comes to being Jewish. You can be any race from any religious background, and you can convert to Judaism from there. So I think that's just something that's really important that not a lot of people know about. Next. So back to the history of Judaism. The Jewish people believed that Abraham made a special covenant with God, and his children and grandchildren were chosen to spread the beliefs of Jewish faith. Abraham had a son named Isaac, and he had a son as well named Jacob. So these three figures became popular, antiquated parts of Jewish history. So Jacob changed his name as well to Israel, which is one of the reasons why Israel is Israel. And all the future children from there became the Israelis. So this is also another thing that's really popular in Jewish faith and Judaism in general. This is called the Star of David. So the Star of David is a common symbol. It has 6-point stars and was created in the 17th century. It is known in Hebrew as Magen David. So basically it's just two triangles together. And it's kind of complex what it stands for. A lot of Jewish people don't really have anything specific that they have it as a belief for, but the most accepted term is accorded to this ancient book on Judaism. So it says that the 6-point star represents the 6 male attributes of God. Right. So now it's time for the conclusion, which is just beliefs, basically. In conclusion, I hope you learned something about the religion of Judaism, and I hope that diving deep into someone else's beliefs puts more perspective on what we as people believe in. Yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you. Give him a hand.